Now, talking about being welcome, I am so excited that Inga Chernova agreed to join us. Another one of those besties to call of like, hey, fellow bestie who is impact driven. Inga is the ex CEO of the Shortcut. If you don't know, the Shortcut works to help international talent to integrate into society, either to start their own businesses through Spark, where I'm a coach, or then through getting employment. And she's also was the chairperson of the International Women of Finland for the past 2 years. So she is a true and I'll let you share more about your current role of also. She's a true expert in supporting international talent. So welcome on stage.
All right. Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to say that I often speak too fast and too low volume. So if you don't hear me, just start waving. I'll try to, adjust. I feel a little bit bad presenting after Katie because her presentation was so wholesome and lovely. And mine will be touching different subjects that can raise different feelings or opinions, but let's get to it. As Mina mentioned, my name is Inga Chernova. Today, I'm not representing any organizations or companies, and I have been invited as a private individual who knows something about something in the matters of job seeking and professional actualizations in Finland, and also knows quite a lot about what it's like to be an international in Finland. So that's something I would like to talk about today. And then the whole myth-bustering part of my title. I hope mythbusters are not going to come after me for stealing their word. When Mina reached out to me and asked if I want to speak on the topics of supporting international talent, I said, yes, of course. And then I didn't get back to you with the title. So you chose the title, Supporting International Talent. I was like, yeah, I like it. I'm going to keep it. The only thing I'm going to change, I'm going to add this question mark at the end, because what I want to touch subtle today is, does Finland actually need international talent? Do we need support? Who needs support and who is supporting who at the end? And the myths that I'm trying to bust today, and again, I want to say that all the information that you will see here, it comes from my personal experience, professional experience, my own expectations, and also some data that is publicly available and that is proven. So if there are any sources, you will see them here. So myths that I wanted to discuss, I could talk about, everything related to internationals in general, and there will be lots of, data on how many companies were founded by internationals and what's the percentage of GDP created by internationals. But I actually want to talk about a bit different side of the equation, which is, does Finland need internationals, and is there actually the talent gap or mismatch? So let's see. Does Finland need international talent? What do you think? So I would say yes. And why does Finland need international talent? Well, I'm not going to touch any humanistic subjects or views on that, because what I feel or believe, my values are my own. But what I like to talk about is data and facts. And one of the facts that I would try to bring up is this one. Sorry about not very color appealing chart. I try to gather the information about population of Finland in different years by main age groups, and then I put it on the chart together. Hopefully it's correct. I'm not going to put, signature under that, but I would assume it's more or less correct. So we can see that by 2024 we have much aged population, and we also see from time to time articles like this one from Financial Times saying that there is a problem with population aging and birth rate declining. What does it mean? That pretty much means that we do need internationals for the sake of Finland first and foremost. I do feel, because here are the reasons why, according to me and also according to ChatGPT, we agree on this one, why there is a main need for international talent. Then first is a workforce shortage, which is often actually misunderstood. Because quite often I feel that people come to Finland and they think that there is a workforce shortage here and now. It's not exactly like that. Yes, there are industries where it's like that, but it's something that we will actually see soon. But we need to be quite strategic with that. And what we need to consider here are different industries with different demand and also what's going to happen soon. Second point is economic growth of innovation. Well, I came to Finland 8 years ago from Ukraine. Those who know me know that part of this, or biggest part of this time, I've spent working in startup ecosystems. I spent working either supporting businesses, running businesses, or running nonprofits. I've also spent some time specifically working on the matters of supporting international talent. So, Mina, your two causes, inclusion and entrepreneurship, are very close to me. And yeah, thank you. But what I wanted to say is that innovation is something that is usually being run by people who can't find their place in what already exists. This is why migration often acted as a engine for innovation, for new ideas, creating something different. And let's remember how was it back in the 80s with the first migration, when there were lots of businesses and restaurants and small businesses, micro businesses starting by international. So this is extremely important. And then finally, long-term sustainability and the whole idea that simply if we don't have international workforce or we won't start making lots of babies very soon, there may be not enough of money to pay pension. Anyway, not not preaching for anything. I think we all saw this number somewhere some years ago. There has been a decision to bring approximately 50,000 highly skilled internationals to Finland by 2030. Not discussing the whole subject, but just that's something that you probably know, or at least I found it in multiple press places. What does it mean, and how is it going so far? Because there has been a lot of discussion of what is talent and what is international talent and what is a skilled talent mean. But I think what we could talk about right now are the ideas that can be associated to people moving to Finland for the reason of employment. By the way, you probably know that the main reason of internationals moving to Finland are family ties. So most internationals who come here, we come here because, you know, Finns are so attractive and that's it, we're married. It is what it is. But of course, if we are talking about specifically people coming on expert visas and coming to work here, these are some messages that I have been finding in the media or I have been hearing from other internationals that I know. And here are the ideas with which people were usually coming to Finland. First, that Finland needs talent, right? Because we were talking about it quite actively. Second, that Finland is among the top 10 countries in the world that speak English, which is also true. I don't know if it's still top 10, it was some kind of ranking of years ago, but let's be honest, pretty much everyone speaks English here, especially in the capital region. And the third is that the main need is for IT developers, engineers, and medical personnel. Now, how is it going? When I came here 8 years ago, it has been hard. My personal feeling and assessment is that nowadays it is easier for internationals finding job in Finland in general. However, it is quite difficult for everyone right now in Finland, right? Because, you know, there is not enough of open positions or crisis. It's hard for everyone. But that's not something that we will be talking about. There is a map that I often show to my clients because I currently work as a career coach and career counselor in a higher educational institution. And I like starting with a joke saying that color blue on this map represent regions that has the highest talent need or labor shortage. And as you can see, there is no color blue. There is only color orange, which represents, what does it represent? Oversupply of labor. That is why it's so competitive. It's competitive for everyone. Yes, you need to work really, really hard to actually stand out. And even if you're not fluent in Finnish, you need to be able, or are fluent, but you still need to be able to have some extra edge to showcase. But then things I wanted to point out are the professions that are the most demanded. Again, there is no demand that people are trying to grab you on the street, right? But we have nurses, healthcare assistants, general medical practitioners, early childhood educators, software developers, welders, and flame cutters, security guards, psychologists, and then or something. Anyway, everything apart from software developers require rather good Finnish, B2 at least, and most of those are the positions that are regulated by the government, which means that your educational level needs to match. For welders, at least you need to have a certification of EU level to work in the field, which creates extra challenges. A couple of misses I wanted to go through. So first, that Finland has an excellent acute need. Yes, but not now. And again, you can see possible interpretations that people may have and possible reality. I'm not saying that's exactly how it is, but in my personal opinion, I think it's pretty close. So interpretation is there is a shortage now, and then it's super easy. And then education from, no, it's not on this slide. Anyway, that education from abroad is enough. But possible reality is that it will be visible in the future, so we need to prepare now. And the second one, that the jobs are regulated, which means that we still need to learn Finnish to some level if we want to meet those demanded ones, and that we need to equalize our education. What else? Finland is among top 10 countries for English as a second language. So what a lot of internationals told me, their assumptions before moving to Finland was, I don't need Finnish to work here, I can work in English, that's first. And second, I can start in English and learn the language on the spot. So I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of internationals I know. I've met I don't know about you, maybe you have completely different friend groups. I've met very little people who were able to do it on the spot. So usually you just take time and you do the language thing, or then you find jobs that is only managed to in English, like I've been doing for 8 years, to be honest. And then, as I said, you need to have B2 for those jobs that are in demand. And then if you start with English, you usually either are stuck with English, or then if you deter and you start just learning the language, quite often you will stop working in the field you are working in, and that's where people stuck. And then third myth, Finland's need IT developers, engineers, and healthcare professionals, all true, but for IT and engineers, an important thing to remember is that mostly Finland needs seniors, so we need to be more open to preparing also junior talent. And in general, as talent, we need to be prepared for these realities. So there's some food for thought that it takes approximately 2 years to master a language, and I think that's something that we need to be telling to people when they come here. And then a lot of sought after experts, they are usually moving from place to place. So they may end up not learning the language at the end. So what was I trying to say with all of that? That we can only be strong together. That as internationals, yes, definitely we need to be, working harder and doing our best, because this is a great country. I absolutely love it. Like, this is absolute paradise for me. But yes, we do need, to pull up some weight. But then on the other hand, that companies also need to be aware of the realities and aware of peculiarities with which we're gonna face soon. So yeah, anyway, this is everything on my side right now. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. One thing to mention, I often don't reply because I've been volunteering quite a lot here in Finland, and I feel that my shift has ended like Jon Snow, but soon probably, like I will get back to you at some point. So I wish you all the best. Let me know if you have any questions. By the way, I did say questions. Do we have time for questions? Okay. Thank you.